Yeah, I've already made enough videos where I've expressed the hatred I feel towards Smash Online, so I'll keep this intro brief by just saying that this video will focus on characters in Smash Ultimate that become extremely obnoxious when Nintendo's Wi-Fi becomes a variable. I mean, sure, some characters like Palutena are frustrating to deal with anyway, but the lag doesn't really help her out too much, whereas some other characters become a complete nightmare to face if there's any sort of lag or delay. These are the sort of characters that I classify as Wi-Fi as Yahoo! And I want to share 5 characters in particular that I find to be the worst offenders of abusing a bad connection. Number 1, Ness. Okay, get it? Starting things off, we have every 12-year-old's favourite character to play on Elite Smash, Mr. PK Fire himself. I've pretty much convinced myself at this point that these Ness players only go on quick play because I hardly ever see any of these guys in any battle arenas. The things people do for GSP. Ness is an infamously annoying character to fight against online, with moves like PK Thunder trapping you in the air if you're floaty enough, and PK Fire trapping you on the ground and leading to whatever sadistic move the Ness decides to link it into. Examples include Nair to set up a tech situation, Grab to continue a string or lead into oh god not again, or Side Smash to tip a kill you at seriously low percents. Alternatively, they can continue to spam PK Fire, trapping you in an endless bonfire of pain and suffering. These combos are hard enough to deal with offline, but online they become an absolute nightmare as PK Fire is harder to punish or even get past, and SDIing this move when off stage can result in you fast falling to your peril. On top of that, Ness's aerials prove to be as spammable as his projectiles and surprisingly disjointed. I swear to god Ness's forward air has more priority than a Pokemon with Prankster. These points coupled with the fact that Ness mains show up more often in quick play than a wild Zubat in a Pokemon cave makes the eye-rolling experience of fighting this character even more painful. Okay, no, I'm not okay. I want this battle to end so I can quit the game and fight someone else. Oh wait, it's another fucking Ness! On the bright side, at least it's funny seeing the tables turn when they're forced to recover. Number 2, Ganondorf. Yet again, we have a very common specimen used in online play. Ganondorf is another fighter who is very easy to use online. Much like most of the other heavyweights, you have to be very careful when fighting them, since they can kill you at stupidly low percents, and on Wi-Fi it becomes extremely difficult to punish them effectively for throwing out unsafe moves. Ganondorf mains in particular are gonna be spending most of their time short hopping and spamming neutral air. I still don't know what they were thinking making this move so good. But worse than that, even if you do manage to get Ganondorf in a bad position, they can easily turn it around and destroy your very soul with a smash attack. Ganondorf's smash attacks pretty much fill 1/3 of some of the smaller stages, hard punishing you for simply being in the air, being next to him, or being alive at all. Ganondorfs will make sure to throw out these moves at any moment to keep you on your toes, because why wouldn't they? Everything is much harder to punish online, making slow and laggy characters like Ganondorf feel like their moves come out on frame fucking 1. So for god's sake, when fighting one, don't make any mistakes. Don't blink. Don't look away. Otherwise all that effort you've put into getting them at 150% is gonna be for nothing. Yep, I sure do love dying to a forward smash at 40% that I couldn't react to because of Wi-Fi. Man, did I get outplayed. In instances like these, sometimes the only thing you can do is beat them at their own game. Yes, in order to defeat this Wi-Fi as fuck character, you too need to play Wi-Fi as fuck by simply standing back and using as many projectiles that your character has. Because as ironic as it sounds, Ganondorf's main weakness online is having to deal with other online playstyles. There we go. Now no one's having fun. Number 3, Zelda. Speaking of hating fun, Zelda is a character that exists and she's mapped all her buttons to use special moves. Fighting Zelda is probably one of the biggest chores in the whole game in my opinion, because to even approach her, you need to get past the same 3 special moves over and over again. The first 2 are a barrage of side and down Bs which can be controlled and timed differently, so that you never quite know when each attack is coming. Down B especially boils up all the salt in my blood. Think of it just like Ganondorf's forward smash, except it's a projectile based on the timing of a Jack-in-the-Box. It can catch you on the ground, on a platform, in the air, off the stage, and in your fucking nightmares. Hell, sometimes when I'm not even playing I can feel that sword slice my very soul in half. And if that doesn't sound cancerous enough, it can also be used to help protect Zelda while she is recovering back to the stage. And once you've gotten past those two moves and you're eager to punch Zelda right in her cute but still bloody punchable face, be prepared to be completely halted by her neutral special, the Fuck You, which is one of the most infuriating get off me tools in the entire game, with mad priority and a hitbox that covers her entire body, and then some. I swear getting hit by this move brings me more physical pain than Voldemort when a Horcrux gets destroyed. It will stop any move that you try to use on Zelda. Even projectiles get reflected back into your face. Even Zelda's own projectiles that you've reflected back to her get reflected back into your face. And if you zoom in and look closely right as the move comes out, you can see the number for the suicide prevention hotline. On top of that, getting hit by this move sends you so far back that you have to play Zelda's little approach game once again. This is how every fight with Zelda goes, whether you're offline or online. The only difference is having to deal with her online is 10 times harder, since you need quick reactions to get past her walls of bullshit and specific timing in order to bait and punish her neutral special. But once you go in, you fucking go ham, because if you're like me, you're probably desperate for the game to end so you can quit and stick some nails in your eyes. Number 4, King Dedede. Boy, he thick. King Dedede is very similar to Ganon in regards to weight and kill power. However, with his hard to punish recovery and obnoxious camping options, he feels more like a smug Zelda. When they're not spending most of their time crouching, King Dededes like to stay at a fair distance away from you, using mainly their side B. See, Gordos definitely aren't the best projectile in the game, but depending on your character, you may have a fucking ball ache trying to deal with them online. The problem with them, to be more exact, is that you need a quick disjointed move in order to get rid of them reliably. If you're too slow, the Gordo will hit you. If you're too fast, the Gordo will hit you. Even if you hit the Gordo will hit you. Hence why I recommend a quick disjointed move, cause I tell you, trading hits with a Gordo is not the outcome you want. On top of that, Gordos can be shot at different speeds and angles, making it very easy for the Dedede to link into and out of the move, as long as he's careful not to be struck by his own Gordo. And admittedly that does make the matchup a little easier, however Dedede also has some great tools to counter a Gordo sendback, such as neutral air, down tilt and neutral special introduced in Ultimate as its own No You ×2. I remember when I was excited for that update to his move kit. Oh, plus Gordos are low-key busted for ledge guarding, which only rubs more salt into the wound honestly. Despite all this, I actually find fighting Dedede to be a bit of an enigma. On one hand, juggling, comboing and knocking Gordos back into Dedede is very satisfying, but on the other hand, much like Zelda, it feels like a massive chore to get in. Having to work around Gordos 24/7 is a hassle, and getting killed by one due to Wi-Fi is honestly so sigh-inducing that it makes me want to stop playing in favour of sitting there and watching a blank screen. Despite this, Dedede mains somehow look like they're having the best time of their lives, staying so far back from you like they've just received another restraining order. Again, sometimes you just have to swallow your pride, pick a projectile character, and meta them. But just do yourself a favour and don't stick around when they start complaining about how bad their own character is once they lose a game. And number 5, King K. Rool. Yep, the thick just got thicker. Yet again we have another super heavyweight with moves that shouldn't really be hitting you. But they are, and it hurts like hell. King K. Rool was, to be honest, the hardest decision for me on whether to include on this list or not. There's a lot of Wi-Fi characters in the game, so you can imagine it was hard to choose just 5. I really couldn't decide which of the 3 Links I hated the most, so I didn't include them. I couldn't decide whether Inkling and Samus were super annoying on Wi-Fi or just super annoying anyway, so I didn't include them. And there are so many damn projectile users in the game that I didn't want to sound like a broken record including them all. So in the end, I decided on this fat fuck. I mean, true, he is another heavyweight projectile user that relies on a bad connection to get the most out of his move kit, but there's not a lot to mention that I haven't already covered with DDD other than K. Rool's hidden ability of belly armor. I love it when I lose a stock due to that. It's true what people say though, King K. Rool is a lot like fighting a video game boss. They seem unfair at first, but once you know their attack pattern, it's a piece of piss. The one thing people don't seem to keep in mind, however, is that the game doesn't lag when you're fighting K. Rool in Donkey Kong Country, and that's where the design of this character falls apart in my opinion, because for some reason K. Rool is much more of a threat online than he is otherwise. And unlike most of the other characters, I can't seem to put my finger on why, other than him having spammable projectiles, big hitboxes, and armor and a recovery that requires specific timing in order to counter. He's very simple to play, but with a playstyle that's harder to overcome the worse the lag is, and I think just the combination of annoying traits he has from other characters listed in this video is the reason why. Raw kill power, big hitboxes, annoying projectiles, and armored attacks. He has almost everything he needs to be a true Wi-Fi warrior. If he was just a bigger threat competitively, well, then we'd all be in trouble. Anyway, thanks for watching and let me know in the comments who you think are the most annoying characters to fight on Wi-Fi. Sakurai has gone on record to tell me that these characters will be unavailable to play in the next Smash update unless people who play them buy a fucking LAN adapter. The less cancerous we make Smash Online, the better. We'll see if I lose to any more K. Rools after that. See ya later!